Case file, The Lightwalkers. Entry. Lucky number 13. Observer 15989666920. Location, the Ashen College and the Sunken Gardens. Subject, Target Alpha, Helen. Target Echo, Ingrid. Day 6, morning. The upgrade. They've started calling themselves the Lightwalkers. A bit grandiose for a group of murderers and thieves. But in a city this dark, maybe people need a brand to believe in. They left the industrial sector with the smell of ozone on their cloaks. The Iron Brotherhood pass works like a charm. The checkpoints that usually strip travelers of their teeth just wave them through with their shiny new medals of honor. They stopped at a smithy. It wasn't a quick repair job. They were commissioning work. Ingrid, the heavy hitter, spent a long time haggling over a custom hilt. The rest followed suit. They aren't scavenging anymore. They're gearing up for war. Plate is replacing leather. Steel is replacing iron. They're hitting a new tier of lethality. Day 6, midday, the slip. They returned to the Ashen College. With the sensor in hand, they lit the second pyre. The effect was staggering. The entire southern quadrant of the ruins is now bathed in that sickly, pale blue glow. It's a beacon, a warning. But then, Helen made a mistake. Lore Master Albert, the man with ink stains on his soul, asked about the sensor. He asked how it cleared corruption. A smart operator would have lied. Helen told the truth. She revealed that she is the catalyst, that she can purge the curse. The reaction was immediate. The mages didn't look at her with awe. They looked at her like a lab rat. They swarmed, eyes wide with greed, calculating how to dissect her gift. The air got thin. Hands went to hilts. They managed to defuse the situation and backed out of the room. But the damage is done. The college knows. And knowledge here is more dangerous than a knife. She really must be an angel or something, the way these situations end up. Just when I think my job is done, they make it out. Day 6, afternoon, the rot. They fled to the Sunken Gardens. The air here is heavy, wet, and smells of compost and old graves. They found a patch of blight, the black cancer eating the city's flora. They tested the blue flame. It worked. It burned the rot out, root and stem, stopping the regeneration cold. It also killed the regular plants, but fire doesn't discriminate. They took this proof to the Archdruid. The tree huggers don't like fire. It's the enemy of the green, but they hate the blight more. They struck a deal. Clear the great cancer deep in the woods, and the druids will let them light the pyre. Day 6, the fawn. They were assigned a guide, a fawn named Delphi. Young, wide-eyed, too innocent for this zip code. She latched onto Helen immediately. To the kid, Helen is a storybook hero. Wings, magic, the works. It was almost touching, until Helen opened her mouth. She asked about the kid's parents. Dead. Taken. Day 1. The kid broke down. Helen stood there, awkward, realizing that hero is a heavy coat to wear when you're reminding orphans they're alone. Note: emotional attachments are liabilities. The kid is a distraction. Day 6. Evening. The chapel. They reached the great cancer. With the sensor, burning it was the easy part. The flame roared, the black vines shriveled, and the wall behind it was revealed. There was a hole, small, child-sized. Darkness poured out of it like cold water. Ingrid stepped up. She didn't crawl in. She lit a torch and tossed it through the gap. I watched the arc of the fire as it illuminated the room beyond. It was a chapel, rows of rotting pews, a heavy iron altar, and there, Huddled in the center was a mass of shapes. Cultists, dozens of them, covered in a thick layer of gray dust, motionless as statues. They looked like they had been waiting there for centuries, preserving their energy, sleeping through the end of the world. The torch hit the ground. It rolled. It came to a stop against the bare foot of a dormant figure. For a second, there was silence. Then Delphi, the curious fool, poked her head through the hole. She saw the bodies. She saw the shadows. She screamed. It wasn't a little yelp, no. It was a shriek that tore the silence apart. Inside the room, the dust cracked. Heads turned. Eyes opened in the dark, reflecting the torchlight. The dormant horde is awake. I'll find a safer vantage point.